Hello again. Let's get into the Instant Farmer chapter number 4. In his apartment, Ken is debating telling his best friend about his discovery. He thinks that it might be too good to share. Greg would never believe him anyway. He would have to show Greg so that Greg could see what is happening with his own eyes. Pacing in his room, his mind is racing. All of the hunger in the world could be solved by his magic seeds. I mean, he bites into the seed and calls out what crop he wants to grow. Then a plant appears out of thin air. A perfect crop is produced, and the crop is absolutely at its peak of ripeness. Sometime away from thinking, Ken decides to toast some of the nuts on the stove. So he grabs a good-sized pan, turns on the stove, and starts to toast the nuts. When he was a child, his parents taught him how to roast chestnuts. They taught him to slice through the shell a few times. That is what he is doing. Not just chestnuts. The plant also created almonds, hazelnuts, Brazil nuts, pecans, and peanuts. A full assortment for the nut lover. While the nuts are cooling on the windowsill, Ken decides to slice one of the mangoes. You know, just to test out the finished product. So, he washes the fruit first. He grabs a small plate and a paring knife. As soon as he pierces the skin of the mango, he is welcomed by the fragrance of the fruit. Yes, he is in for a treat. That mango might very well be the greatest piece of fruit that he has ever tasted. It was flavorful and just the right texture. His mouth is watering just thinking about the mango. Nuts. The nuts are cooling. He can't wait to try them. His favorite ones of the bunch are the Brazil nuts. They have a smooth feel to them. His friend Greg would never believe him in a million years. Never ever. Where did the seeds come from? Is this what those messages were talking about? Magic Mango Man? He is in the process of explaining to himself what has just happened. It is impossible to explain. This will drive him mad if he wants an explanation. Maybe he could find a way to bring his crop to market. You know, make some money off of this. He decides not to call his friend. That is probably the right decision. This should be a secret. He is never going to have to buy fruit ever again. He is remembering the message that he received earlier. Don't throw away the seeds. Embrace your new life. This is going to be the way that he lives now. He must keep this a secret. Nobody would ever be able to understand his situation. Could you imagine this project manager of an architectural firm will now have a life-changing secret? Like he is a hero of some kind with an alter ego. This is going to be a total game changer one way or the other. The phone rings again. It is his mom. She wants to chat about life and his lack of a girlfriend. She wants grandchildren. It is obvious that she loves her son and that she wants the best for him. The conversation gets into work. She wants to know what her son is working on right now. He makes the joke that he is going to retire and become a mango farmer. She laughs it off. He always knows how to put a smile on his mom's face. Well, that was a good phone call. They say goodbye and hang up the phone. Back to the windowsill. The nuts have cooled to just the right temperature. They are ready to eat, and they are delicious. He opens the shells, one nut at a time. The pecans smell delicious. These nuts are perfect. He is curious as to the limitations of the seeds. He wants to take the seeds to the limit. What is next? What does he want to grow? Is it healthy in the long term? Wow, where did these seeds come from? His mind is racing. The obvious next step is to buy a cube van and start growing crops in the back of the truck, or maybe even a recreational vehicle, and travel around the country. With his magical seeds, the sky is the limit. That sounds crazy. Completely uproot his life that he worked so hard for and become a mobile farmer? It is not the right thing to do. The idea of becoming a mobile farmer is being thrown around in his head. When it comes down to it, he has always wanted to travel in a recreational vehicle. It is a dream of his, but not like this, not in secret. He knows that he must keep this a secret. He can't tell his mom or his best friend or anybody. That concludes this chapter. I hope you enjoyed listening. Again, if you want to read along with me, then you should pick up a copy of my ebook from Kindle. Goodbye until the next chapter.